Welcome to How to Rank YouTube Videos with Tubebuddy. In this demo walkthrough, I'll show you how to optimize videos using the Tubebuddy Keyword Explorer and what else you need to do to help rank your YouTube videos using Tubebuddy. Now, we're not actually going to start with uploading the new video that I have ready to go. Instead, what we're going to do is click on the icon for Tubebuddy here. Obviously, you do already need to be logged in. Then we're going to choose Keyword Explorer to bring up the Keyword Explorer. And once that pops up, the next thing we need is a list of initial seed keywords. So what I have is just a little text file with my initial keyword and some other alternative ideas that I brainstormed for possible variations. These are basically other ways of saying the same thing, and they are very relevant to the content for the video. Now, the goal of keyword research is to find the search term that has the best combination of traffic volume and ranking difficulty or ease for us to be able to target with our channel. So what I'm going to do to start off with is choose my initial keyword, pop it in the keyword field and click on Explore. Now you will notice there were some potential related search terms that came up, and these are now listed down here. These are very useful. We can use these to flesh out our alternative search terms and come up with ideas for other things that might be right for this keyword, or at least might be useful as tags to use when we upload the video. So make a note of these. Now you'll notice it's come up with a score for this one of 12 and poor. So this is not what we want to use. This is not a good keyword to base this video on and to try and rank it for. Now bear in mind the score will vary as to whether you have it on the weighted tab or the unweighted tab. Now unweighted, it's showing that this is actually reasonably good. It's in the yellow region, but I'm going to go back to weighted because this is specifically for my YouTube channel based on its existing authority. So the number of videos, the number of subscribers, the number of views, the engagement level, etc. The tool is letting us know that for this particular channel, this particular keyword, and the authority that the channel has, it's going to be difficult to rank for. The score that you get for exactly the same keyword is likely to be different because your channel will have different authority. Now do remember, as your channel gains authority, i.e. gets more subscribers, more views, more engagement, etc., it will get easier to rank for more popular search terms and be able to grab more traffic. But when you're just starting out and building your channel, you'll need to start by aiming for the easy stuff or the low-hanging fruit. Okay, as this particular keyword isn't very good, we need to have a look at our other keywords. Before I move on to the alternatives that I've already sketched out in my little text pad though, I'm going to have a quick look through these because some of these could be useful. So for instance, if I scroll down through them, how to set up your YouTube channel for monetization. Now it's not ideal because that's not exactly what the video is about, and I don't mention monetization very often in the video. So it's probably not going to be the best fit for the keyword for the content. But let's have a look at it and see what score this comes up with. All I need to do is click on the link and it brings it up. Now you can see that's a much better score. That's 58 rather than 12, and it's almost into the green. So that is a better keyword. I'm just worried that it's not highly accurate to the actual content of the video. But what I will do is make a note of it and the score. Okay, so now back on my text file, you can see that what I've done is put the score of 12 in next to the initial keyword and also added in that extra keyword that we've looked at that now has a score of 58, which is better than my initial one, but again, that may not be ideal. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to go through exactly the same process for all of these keywords and any related keywords that the tool throws up for me or suggests to me to see if I can find a better match that's both higher score and more relevant directly to the content of this video. So I'm going to pause the video while I do that. Okay, so that process just took me about 4 or 5 minutes to do. It's one of those things that the more you do it, the better you get at it and the quicker it is. Now, having done that, you can see that I now have a longer list and a couple of clear winners that score 100. Now remember, our initial keyword only scored 12. We've got a whole bunch up here that are in 40s and 50s, and I've actually discovered not just one but 4 that give us the rank or the score of 100, which is exceptional and is quite unusual. So as a note, bear 2 things in mind. First, the scoring for the same keywords on your channel is likely to be very different based on your channel's content and authority stats. Second, finding one 100 score is actually unusual, let alone several variations, so please don't expect this to happen very often. I'm usually happy to get a score that's in the 80s and will often end up settling for something lower, possibly in the mid 70s. But on this one, we've done rather well. So we now have a primary keyword or phrase and a bunch of related phrases that we can use later on for tags when we upload the video. But we're still not actually ready to upload the video yet. There's a couple more things we really need to do for SEO before that. First of all, you should add the keyword phrase in the audio at the start of the video. For instance, just by popping in a vocal saying, Hi, and welcome to this video on getting your YouTube channel optimized for traffic. So all I've done there is a quick greeting followed by the keyword phrase right at the start of the video. And if you go back to the start of this video, you'll notice I did the same for the keyword for this video. And second, for the background for that audio, I just tend to use my thumbnail image for the video, which will also have that keyword phrase on it. And lastly, and this one is important, once you've produced the new version of your video, you should also rename the file to be the same as the keyword phrase using underscores or dashes to separate the words, not spaces. And I've got an example here, which is what I'll be using for this. So in this case, the keyword is getting your YouTube channel optimized for traffic. And you can see that all I will do is rename the file using those words with an underscore between each individual word and then obviously .mp4 at the end. Once you've got that done, we can move on to uploading the video. So what we're going to do is come out of Keyword Explorer, click on the create icon here, and then choose upload video. Okay, before we do the upload of the video, a quick note, I've changed my mind about which keyword I'm actually going to target. Instead of going with getting your YouTube channel optimized for traffic, I'm going to go with how to optimize your YouTube channel for traffic because I think it's a better fit. And if you look at this first term, when we look at the keyword numbers for it, there are 6.67 million sites competing for that term, and the traffic is, well, the search volume is quite high. But if I go to the second term, the one that I am now going to target, and click on explore, you'll see that whilst the search volume is the same, it's right up the top, the actual number of competing sites is only 3.58 million. So it's almost half the number of competing sites with the same level of traffic. So I'm actually going to target this keyword instead. And I've updated my file name to make sure it's targeting those keywords again with the underscores in between. Okay, so once the upload window comes up, all we need to do is drag and drop our video from a desktop into that window and let that start uploading. Now, before we go into the Tubebuddy tools for this stage, what I'm actually going to do is quickly click on the copy link here and grab a copy of the URL for our new video because we'll need that in a moment or two when we create the description. Okay, so next I'm going to click on the Tubebuddy icon here and choose the option for create new optimization, and it'll bring up the SEO Studio window for me, and all I need to do is paste my main keyword into there, click on start, and it will start the SEO optimization process for this video. Okay, so Tubebuddy has automatically put a main key phrase in at the start of the title, but we want to add something extra to that, such as a call to action, a freebie offer, some social proof or numbers you cover in the video, or even some extra keyword variations to fit something extra in there. So I've already got something ready to go, and I'm going to paste this in. Please bear in mind you're only allowed up to 100 as a maximum number of characters. So I'm up to 96. I actually need to put a space in there, which will take it to 97. And you can put a separator of some sort in, such as a colon, a backslash, or something like that, to separate your main keyword from the extra part if you want to. Next, we need to put in a description, and you want to make this reasonably lengthy, but not too long. First part is to start with your main key phrase again, and then pop in some of your alternative keywords sprinkled into the text and the description. So then explain what the video actually covers and what you're going through. Mention any extra value that you're including, such as tips or resources. Then you can list any links mentioned in the video. Then you can ask them to like and subscribe if they enjoyed the video, and you can even include the auto subscribe tag to the end of your channel link here. I'll show you that in a moment or two. It's also worth putting in here, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them and let them know you'll get back to them as soon as possible, because you want to create that engagement with them and keep them coming back to your channel. Then repost a link to this video mentioning that they can rewatch the video by clicking on the link. This is why I grabbed that video link a moment ago, and get your key phrase or a variation key phrase in there again. Basically, this is another way of getting your main key phrase repeated again towards the bottom of the content. Then if you have affiliate links in the video or in the description, then include a disclaimer about affiliate links. So what I'm going to do is pop my description in here, and we can see how that affects the SEO score over here on the right hand side. It's taken us up to 90%, which is good. The last thing we'll need to do to get that extra 10% is probably just play with the tags, because that will help us push it all the way up to 100%. But let me run through my description so you can see what I've got. So at the top, I've got my main keyword and some other phrases that are related to what the content is. Then I sprinkled keywords into the description about the video. Then I've got a link for Tubebuddy for the trial offer. Then I've got a note that that's an affiliate link. Then I've got my channel subscription link. And if you see at the end here where it says question mark sub underscore confirmation equals 1. That's the auto subscribe token. It will pop up with a window prompting them to subscribe if they click on that link. Then we've got the link for this video, as I said, repeating our keyword and getting them to click on that link to rewatch the video if they want to, which goes to increase our engagement for the video and for the channel. And if we scroll down, I've got some extra resources to other sites of mine and my full affiliate disclaimer. So that's the setup for the site title and description. We click on next and it will take us through to the next step, which is the tags for this particular video. So the SEO Studio and Keyword Explorer in Tubebuddy has come up with some extra tags that it's suggesting for us to use. But the first thing we need to do is click on the link here to add our main exact target keyword as the first tag. So I'll click on that add now. And as you see, that pushes our SEO score up to 95%. All we then need to do is choose some of these extra tags and add those in. What I'm actually going to do first though is I've got a few extra tags that I want to use from my alternative keywords, some of the ones that scored quite well. So I'm going to pop those in first of all. Basically I had a list of them in a text file separated by a comma, and I just pasted the whole lot in and hit return. Now that takes me up to 295 out of my 500 characters available for the tags, as you can only use a maximum of 500 characters. So what I'm going to do is scroll down and choose a few of these extra suggested tags. By simply clicking on the plus next to them, it will add them to the list above for me automatically. And I'll simply go through and do that until I get close to 500. Okay, so I got up to 483 out of 500, which is close enough. And you can see it's now taken my Tubebuddy SEO score up to 100%. So I'm happy with that. All I need to do now is click on next and go through to the thumbnails section. Okay, thumbnails is a big enough subject that I will do a separate video on this. The important bit is you want it to stand out and to catch people's attention, and you want it to get click-throughs, and in fact you do want it to be relevant to what the content of the video is, because once people click through and go to watch your video, you want to make sure that they're happy with the content that they get in the video. So there is a thumbnail creation option here that you can click on, but I've already got a thumbnail ready to go, so I'm going to simply click on upload thumbnail. Then I'm simply going to browse to where I've got that thumbnail stored, select it and click on open so it loads it up for me. So we can now see what my thumbnail will look like compared to the others ranking for this particular keyword, and you can scroll down and see they all look slightly different. They all have their own branding. Now branding is an important part of your channel's thumbnails, but the essentials is to try and stand out, to get the information about what your video is about across to the potential viewer and get them to click through and come and view your video. There is a lot more to do with it. There's lots of ways that you can use things like smiling faces and eyeballs and angled text and colors, etc., to try and increase those click-throughs. But as I said, I'll cover that in a separate video. So we're done for the thumbnail. All they then need to do is click on next, and I'm then going to click on apply to video. It will take a moment or two to apply those settings to the video for me in YouTube. And then we've got a few extra settings that we need to go through. So let's scroll back up to the top. We've got our basic information. We've got our title. We've got our description. Let's scroll down to the first thing extra we need to do. We've got a thumbnail chosen. The next option is to add this to a playlist. So I'm going to click on select and choose the playlist, which in this case is YouTube video marketing. Then I'm going to click on done to make sure this video appears in that playlist. Let's scroll on down, and the next option is whether this is made for kids. Don't tick this unless your video is genuinely made specifically for kids. You do not want to get on the wrong side of YouTube on this sort of thing, so make sure that you're very clear about whether your video is suitable for kids or not. Let's scroll on down. Now this video does include a paid promotion. It's not actually paid for, but it's a placement, it's an affiliate link. So I'm going to tick the box and say yes, my video does contain something along these lines. Again, it's about staying on the right side of YouTube's rules. Now let's scroll on down again. We've already got all our tags in there, so scroll down. You can do things like select the video language, caption certification, recording date, and the video location is worth putting in. So I've simply selected the relevant date from the calendar and popped in United States, as that's where the vast majority of my audience are. And again, we can scroll on down. It's standard YouTube license, allow embedding, etc. You can also choose a category and some extra information if you want to. I'm going to leave all those as are, and I highly recommend having it set to hold potentially inappropriate comments for review to stop trolls posting junk on your videos. And that's all we need to do on the details page. Let's then click on the next page and go through to the video elements. Now this channel isn't monetized, so we're not going to see the monetization screen. If your channel is monetized, you will have the option to choose where ads are placed, and accept what kind of ads that you are happy with on this video. Generally, it's worth leaving them all on if you are monetized and want to make money. Now, you can also add cards. I'm not going to add a card to this video, but a card is a little link that pops up somewhere in the video. You choose where, and it can lead off to another one of your videos or to something else if you want to. So I may do a separate video covering that in a bit more detail. What we do want to do is add an end screen. So let's click on add, and once it comes up, I'm going to go with one of these two options. It's either one video and one subscribe, or one playlist and one subscribe. Now, it's only really worth doing the playlist if the video isn't already in a playlist. So if it's a tripwire video to get them to look at a particular topic, then you might want to add the playlist. In this case, I'm actually going to add the next video in this playlist as part of the end screen. So let's choose this one, and you do have the option of moving these around. Just by clicking on them, you can reposition them wherever you want to on the video. Let's move this one in a bit. Let's also go back to the video option, and I don't actually want a video that's best for the viewer. What I'm actually going to do is choose a specific video. So I'm going to tick this option, and I'm going to choose the next video in the playlist for YouTube monetization and YouTube marketing. So let's click on that one, and that's now the video that's going to appear next to the subscribe option at the end of this video. So that's your video end screen setup. It is well worth doing that. Let's click on save and go back. Having set up the end screen, I'll click on next, and we're down to the checks, which it's already completed, and then we're on to visibility, which is actually posting or scheduling for post the video itself. Now, usually when I'm creating videos, I'll be creating them ahead of time and creating them in a batch. So I normally go with a schedule and schedule the release of those videos over the next week or two. In this case though, I'm just going to set this to public straight away. So all I then need to do is scroll down, make sure I'm happy with it, and click on publish, and that will publish this video for us onto my YouTube channel immediately with all the optimization that Tubebuddy SEO Studio and Keyword Explorer has helped me come up with. Okay, so that's how to optimize your YouTube channel for traffic and hopefully get your channel monetized as quickly as possible so you can start making money. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them below, and please like and subscribe for more videos on YouTube marketing.